Hi you guys. We haven't done a lot on celebrity news, but with the recent passing of Malcom Jamal Warner at the age of 54, passing on July 20th of 2025, and just the recent passing of Ozzy Osbourne, who passed away on July 22nd, 2025, I thought we would start this this part of the channel up again with celebrity information. Malcom Jamal Warner passed away on July 20th, 2025 at the age of 54. Apparently, he was vacationing in Costa Rica with his wife and daughter. He has a wife and an 8-year-old daughter, only one child. And he got caught up in a tide, and I guess it swept him away, and he couldn't get his bearings and be able to swim out of it, and so he lost his life. Bystanders made efforts to save him, but in the end, there was nothing else they could do. Malcom was born on August 8th of 1970. He was just a few weeks shy of his 55th birthday. And some of the things that we may not have known about Malcom, he had a girlfriend who was actually on the Cosby Show, Michelle Thomas, who died of cancer in 1998. She and Malcom dated from 1988 to 1994. And at the time of her passing, he was actually by her side. It's been said. He was also married to Regina King, something I didn't know or I didn't remember, from 2011 to 2013. They didn't have any children, and from what I remember, it was a bad parting on the two of them. But he was married one last time, and he and this wife had a child who was 8 years old, and his daughter and his wife were with him at the time of his passing. But he was very private when it came to this wife and child. He very rarely showed pictures of them or spoke about them. He was protecting his privacy. And that's a good thing a lot of times when you are a celebrity, that you protect your privacy. And a lot of us may know him as Theo from the Huxtables. He was the only son of Claire and Mr. Huxtable. I can't think of his name on the show. But yeah, that was a very popular show. I enjoyed it, watching it. I enjoyed that family dynamic, showing a great family who wasn't about the ghetto life or the typical poor black family. This was an upstanding family that happened to be black, and that was a great show, showing a different image of what black culture is. And I just want to say, rest in peace, Malcom. And if you notice, or I've been seeing a lot of things where he spoke about death, and there was something I heard, oh, I got goosebumps. There was something I heard where he said if he died today, he lived a happy life. It was almost like he was predicting his death. I don't want to say it like that, but it was like he felt like he had fulfilled his mission here on earth in a sense, you know. But the fact that he didn't get to see his daughter grow up is sad, and he looks like he was a good father. And you know, of course, we don't know him personally, but he seemed like a really down-to-earth guy, and he seemed really happy with life. And so I'm sure he's going to be missed by a lot of his close friends and family. And I was going to talk about this the other day, but I was trying to get more information on it because I was hearing all type of rumors, you know, that this was strange because he could swim and this and that. But let's get this understood. Whether you can swim or not, when those tides and that current gets you and you get to rolling around up under that water, swimming does not matter. Now, if you can hold your breath for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, you may have a chance. But once you're caught up in that whirlwind, it's like you're going down a drain almost. And panic sets in and you lose all concept of what you can do. You get discombobulated. So when I was waiting to find out all that, then I heard about Ozzy Osbourne dying. And Ozzy Osbourne was with the group Black Sabbath, and he died on July 22nd, 2025. And apparently this was a very unexpected death. They had no idea that it was coming this soon. They knew, you know, he was going to pass at some point because he was dealing with Parkinson's. And he was diagnosed with that, I believe, in 2019, 2020. And he, you know, his past, he had a little reputation going on there with the drink and the drugs back in the 80s, 90s. And at one of his concerts, they say he bit off a bat's head and blood gushed out. But from what I remember or what I understood, he thought it was a fake prop. He didn't realize it was a real bat. And that's how that came about. And he was just really over the top in his performances and everything. But Ozzy had 6 children. He had 3 children from his ex-wife, Thelma Riley. That would be Elliot Kingsley, who I'm assuming they adopted, Jessica and Louis Osbourne. Then he was married from 1971 to 1982 to Thelma Riley, and I guess he got a divorce and right away married Sharon Osbourne in 1982. And they had 3 children, Amy, Kelly, and Jack Osbourne. And like I say, Sharon Osbourne dealt with him a lot during his, you know, wild days. And at some point, I think he went to jail for attempting to harm her. But, you know, he just had a really wild image, but she stood by him for so long. They've been married for 43 years, I believe. And she stuck by him, and, you know, they had their show, The Osbournes, that came out in, it was a series from 2002 to 2005. And it only showed Kelly and Jack because the oldest daughter, Amy, did not want to be on that show. But Ozzy was born December 3rd, 1948, and he passed away July 22nd, 2025 at the age of 76. And, you know, all we can do is say rest in peace to these beautiful souls, Malcom Jamal Warner and Ozzy Osbourne. And condolences, my condolences to both of your families. And life is not to be taken for granted at any point, and live life to the fullest. That's all I can think to say at this point. So you guys, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.